All righty, there we go. Good afternoon, everybody. So probably the last one as far as Silhouette Studio today. I have some stuff I have to do, and I'm probably going to end up coming back to do like a live demo video after we come back from shopping with the kids. But I am live now. Um, I'm live on TikTok also. I figured I would prop it up. I don't know how that's going to come off to TikTok, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep creating more TikTok content. So I am live on TikTok. I'm also live on both my YouTube channels and Facebook. So be sure to share this video out. I'm going to show you guys how you can create multiple designs or like layouts from one base design. So I promised you guys I would come back to show you how I did that. I made some shirts, and then I made a tumbler, and then when she came to pick them up, she needed an ornament. So I created an ornament, all from the same base elements. I do that quite often when I am designing. It just makes it where it's a lot easier to do designs and make it to where you can get those designs done a lot quicker. So I'm going to go over to Silhouette Studio and show you guys how I did that. All right. We're going to jump right into this because I've been on for quite a while, but I wanted to just get this one out of the way so I can take a little break, then go shopping with the kids. All right. So we're going to hop right over to Silhouette Studio. Oh, well, first, this live broadcast is brought to you by the letters HSINK and the numbers 365 and 0, which is our signature numbers and letters for our product line. Honestly speaking, our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. So if you are interested in the game-changing sublimation paper and ink set, go ahead and visit our website, hsink365.com. Again, that is hsink365.com. If you are interested in purchasing any of our products. All right. I don't know why that did that like that. It's acting kind of crazy there. All right. So now let's go ahead and open up Silhouette Studio. Before I do that, let me go ahead and just say hello. Hello again, Miss Reed and Miss Burrell. How are you? Michelle, Miss Elaine, Angela. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Anita. She said she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita. Will definitely set this party up right. Hi, Tiffany. She's like, I was just on TikTok. They playing me. I see. Hello. So happy to catch you as I'm getting off. Hello, and good afternoon. Hello. All right. So oftentimes I will create a base design. So I'm gonna have to come back over to show you guys like on TikTok, but like if I have this, I have like with this particular one, there was a mask, there was a mug, there was a yard sign. Like there's so many things that I created with like for this person with this base design. You just end up having to change it. I did show in a video how I went from this design to a mug. You guys can check that out. So on TikTok, you guys can see that this is one of the ones I did where I did multiple designs for it. And yeah, like I said, just normally create base designs. So for this particular one, this was a shirt design that I created because she wanted a bunch of different shirts because they have a lot of different competitions coming up and she wanted to be able to have like different shirts. I do plan to actually cut the different rhinestones to where this is going to pop. So it'll either be cut from rhinestones or it might be cut from like holographic or glitter vinyl. for the spray out part around it. But that, I mean, I didn't create the actual logo. That is their logo. I ended up just adding the other words to it. So that part was already there. Pride cheerleading. Y'all know that phrase. You know, it's the whatever for me. It's the HS ink for me. You know, it's the release in 365 for me. It's the professor for me. So it's pride cheerleading for me. And then, you know, period. As my niece would say. My niece always does that. Period. So I end up creating that, you know, this type of design that can be used for a shirt. I can take that and put it on just the side of a mug, like as is. Just all I have to do is just resize it. I can take that and put it just on a mask, resizing it. I can blow it up and make it a big old fan or flag for them. But I've already created this base one. Once you create it, it's just a matter of resizing it for different things. So this is just looking at that as it is. Hello, Dustin Bree. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, like I was saying, like I can use this now for a multitude of things. And then I knew that I wanted to be able to have this gradient. This gradient is not something that I have. Like it's an image. So I can't pull that gradient. I have to create my own. So I end up creating the gradient. My goal wasn't to necessarily show you like all design, but I'll show you really quickly how this is done. So I create a design box for myself, which let me pull this over so that you can see it on TikTok. So I make little boxes and then I sample. I'm just going to make this one and go like this. And so then I sample from the actual design. So let's say I go here and I'm just going to choose the gray. I'm going to choose the black. I'm going to choose like a variation of this purple. So I just sample the colors that were in this gradient. So I kind of started at the bottom, went up a little bit, and I did a bunch of different samples. Once you create those samples, in order to create a gradient form, you have to add them to your color palette. So I ended up adding them here. That's the only time I add stuff to my color palette is when I want to have like a specific one or I want to be able to create a custom gradient. But I don't ever try and take my entire color chart that I sell a color chart. I never try and take that and put it inside Silhouette Studio. I just use it for specific like designs. Oh, wait, you guys couldn't see that on TikTok. So there it is there to where what I did was I'm going to click on here. Then I'm going to go to, there we go. On this side, there is a dropper. You would select that and then sample a color from over here. And that's how you would do that, right? And you'll sample the colors. And then for over here, you would click on, so I created one that said Pride Cheer. And then, oh, I keep forgetting you guys can't see that on TikTok. So I created one that says Pride Cheer. And then you just hit the plus sign to add that color to the color palette. All right. So that's kind of how I did that to create the gradient. So now to create the gradient, I'm just going to make a box. And I know on TikTok, it's going to be hard for me to keep moving it. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I can do it like this. Duh, Shakia. I can detach it. So I'm going to go to the gradient tool. And we're going to go to advanced. And down here, any of the palettes that I created previously are now available down here. So I can take this and I'm just going to choose a regular, like just going to choose any random one because it doesn't even really matter. So let's say I choose that one. I now want to change the colors. So where this darker one is, I'm going to click there. I'm going to choose the darker purple. I'm going to add another one there, add the next purple. The one for the end, I'm going to do the lighter color. The one right here, the one next to that. I'm going to add one in the middle and do, wait, is that the next one? I think that was the next one. Do I have all of them? I don't even know if I have all of them. Okay. But I now have recreated the gradient that is in the word cheerleading. Now it is going to the side. So we're going to take our angle and we're going to go -90. Or you can type it in for it to be flipped. It does, like, I don't have all of the gray because this box is now smaller. So I can try and increase it to get to the gray, or I can go over to my pattern fill, which is the next one. Go to advanced. It's on stretch. We're going to go to maintain. And now I see my gray because it's going to fill in there. And as I shrink it down, it's still going to take away some of the color, but I can use my scale to bring that down. And now I can see the lighter color. So I have more of that gray color. So I don't want to do it too much. I can also use pan and bring this down, and I end up with more of the gray. So this all goes back to understanding Silhouette Studio and how to use it. So you can create custom gradients. You can move them around. You can do different things, but you got to know how to use it. This is where my Essentials to Silhouette Studio comes in place. This is where the memberships to my design classes come in place. These are things that I teach where you're wanting to create something. It's custom. It's going to be something that you have to do in steps. So in order to get this look, I had to first create my gradient, then fill it in and things like that. So if you guys are enjoying this, please make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. At least let me know I'm not doing this all in vain. It takes all of 2 seconds to come out of the chat, give the video a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, or just give the video a thumbs up or a heart if you're on Facebook, and you won't miss anything. I promise, if you just hit share. So if you want to go and share it out, hit share. You won't miss anything. It's like it takes 2 seconds to share it out. Okay. So that's like the first part of it, to be able to have that gradient. So I end up creating that. And then for other elements, like, you know, the rhinestone part, we're not going to go through how I designed this, but, you know, sampling one of those colors for it's whatever for me, it's sampling those. When I typed out the word period, it's sampling one of the colors that was in the design. That way it all matches. There is some text effects and things like that on here with offsets and moving things around. These are things that I have taught in live videos, but also in various classes and in my academy, especially with text effects and how to, you know, just add just visual effects to your different text designs. So I'm going to go over here to drafts. I ended up designing a lot of these in my class. I draw inspiration from a lot of different places, not about copying it, but I do draw inspiration because sometimes it's so much stuff that I get a brain freeze trying to come up with designs like right off the fly. Like, it just doesn't come sometimes, especially when you're on a time crunch. So it is okay to draw inspiration from other sources. So just going to kind of show, so here, so it's like my favorite cheerleader is my sister. That was one, and kind of having like that, the line design, that's a very vintage one. This I've seen in so many different like sunsets and like surfer ones and things like that. So then this, having the stars, my favorite cheerleader calls me mom, proud mom of a cheerleader. Then it has senior 2021. So there's ways to create this with your own fonts. And then this one, bring to the front. So it says my favorite cheerleader calls me mom. So it has like some like little sprinkles or something there. It has hearts. It has like the lines. And so you have all of this. I liked just the way that this was. I liked, I think it was just like just having the silhouettes, knowing, okay, let's make a design with some silhouettes of cheerleaders. I liked how the word cheer and then leader, but I've done this one before. Like this is signature in just designing cheer designs. Even before this, I have quite a few designs that are like that, where it's cheer and then leaders. And then this again was another one that has like silhouettes. So for my academy students, like, you know, I don't know why there's a Z there. I think, you know, I end up trying like a bunch of different fonts and stuff like that all the time. And we ended up combining basically this one and the top part from here. So within this design, it was, oops, wrong one. In this design, it was the, you know, my favorite cheerleader. So this one, so it wasn't calls me mom, but I like the way the my was here, where it was color blocked. So I ended up combining that for this top portion and using a different font. Still had the cheerleader. Actually, I think the very first one was this one, where it's just the lines. And then I didn't want the calls me mom. I wanted it to be for like the cheerleaders. There's a different like saying. So it's my favorite cheerleader, jumps, tumbles, stunts, and dances with pride. So technically it has like a couple different meanings, just dancing with pride, but that's actually the name of their cheer program, their cheer gym. So if I didn't want to try and trace their logo, whatever, I just want it to be the word where it's customized, but it's not, you know, if they were going to trip about their logo, it just has the word pride. And on their cheer uniforms, it looks like a impact font. I could have used impact. It will look like it is on their uniforms, but I chose to just keep it standard and use the same font that I use for my favorite and like, you know, things like that. So if you're in my academy, they saw me do this, as well as like when I looked at their uniform, they had like sprays of rhinestones. So I ended up putting it around the word pride and all that kind of good jazz, just to kind of create a shirt for the parent that would look similar to the uniforms. So I went from that one, and I don't remember if we went over this. So I have to go and look and see. If not, I'll probably end up going back. So I created another version of it where I did use kind of that whole cheer and leader part. Still had my same jump, stunts, tumbles. Was using the same fonts pretty much, just a couple different changes. Still use those same stars I'd already made up there. I ended up pulling them down, separating them, same lines. So I didn't have to completely reinvent for a lot of different elements, because I just, you know, repurposed them even from that first one, where it came to like the stars, when it came to jumps, stunts, and tumbles. It was the same font from up there. I just brought it down, repositioned it. So instead of it being like tight together, I spread it out. Instead of with being below, it is now next to it, because maybe I was designing the first one for something that's really, really long. And so I want it to be that way, and I want everything stacked. But now let's say I need it to be more of like a square. I need to kind of create the same elements, but keep them in a more confined space. So I would, you know, figure out a way to do it to where now with, instead of it being on its own row, it is now next to the word tumbles. So it's little things like that that I would do to basically repurpose a design where I had the base elements. Now I'm just rearranging them. So that was one of the other ones that we did. And then the last one was here, which I don't even know. Do I still have the elements? So that's the jumper, which I changed this. If you were, okay, actually you can't see it. This, I know for sure I didn't show you guys this because I don't remember showing you guys how I changed it. So I purchased this file, and this is how it came. Well, the cheerleader in me, the cheer coach in me was like, oh, why is she in a high V? Because when you do a front, well, I guess technically she could have been, nope, that still would be wrong. Because if she was in a side hurdler, she would be in a T and not a high V. So the cheer coach in me was really upset about the fact that she was not in perfect cheer form. So I chopped her arms off and I put her in the correct cheer form, which for a front hurdler, her arms should be in front of her. So now she is in correct cheer form. Down here, hold on, I'm trying to zoom in. because, ooh, I didn't realize I cut her toe off. Ooh, ungroup. We're going to fix her real quick. Ungroup. Oh, yeah, see, she's still actually, I didn't even weld her together. So see, look at her arms. Oh, why was it made into a compound path? I guess I must have did something else. So that wasn't even connected. I got to fix that later. But I want to fix her shoe. Well, I can fix it now too. Like, I didn't even realize her shoe was cut off. My client didn't notice either. I guess my design was so dope, they didn't even care. All right. And then technically now with this going up, this is going to really bug me because she is not pointing. She has a very flex foot. Okay. I wasn't planning on doing design, but now this is going to bug me. So I now have to make her have a point because it's going to drive me crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and cut her foot off. And we're going to go ahead and point because as a cheerleader, you definitely need to point. All right, I got to fix it because that looks weird too. I got to fix her point. I may have to change her whole leg because that's going to look kind of weird too. And it's probably her shoe more than anything. All right, it's breaking her. Okay, I think I did it to where at her ankle may not have been the perfect place to cut that off at. It's more so her shoe. So let's undo. That's going to drive me crazy. Ooh, because she is not pointing. All right, so I'm going to cut her off more so at her shoe and try and get her to point a little bit more. And I'm going to have to change her whole leg. I'll do that later because I'm going to have to change her whole leg because that one's a little bit more pointed, but her bow looks crazy. Her bow for her shoe is flying all over the place. So I'm going to have to make some modification to that, but that's a little bit better. At least she has a point. And then for this part, I'm going to just extend all of this into her body. Select all of these parts and weld them. And now they're one piece because, yeah, it just looked crazy before. Same thing with this one. Her hair, let me see, can I ungroup it? Yeah. Her hair was kind of weird, so I gave her a ponytail from somewhere else. Oh, I've already messed around with all of these, which I didn't realize I made these into compound paths where it has everything looking crazy. I'll fix that part later. But yeah, so anywho, it was looking crazy. So I fixed her ponytail and gave her a proper ponytail when you're doing a flip because, oh, see, look. I mean, I guess it can stick out, but that was just kind of weird, like the way it was sticking out. So I gave her a different ponytail. And we're going to zoom out there. So I end up creating from that because they jump, stunt, tumble, right? So that's kind of having that in my head of jump, stunt, tumble. Well, I didn't have to do that in words. This is basically the same thing. Jump, stunt, and tumble. Well, in this case, it's tumble, stunt, jump. But basically, the same exact thing. And then having that around, all that kind of good jazz. So I ended up making open recent, if it will even open, Kimura Tumblr. So I ended up creating a Tumblr design, which, I mean, it was, so with this one, it can be so many different things. It could be cheer mom, it can be cheer dad, cheer sister, cheer live. Like a lot of different things can be used in the way that this design was, because I had the base design. So now that bottom part, I can change that literally to anything that I want. And it can be on a shirt. I can resize it. I can put it on a tumbler, put it on a mug. Same thing, just like with their logo. And I can make it just like, just that part. So I end up, taking my tumbler template. This is the same gradient that I use because I wanted this design to match like their gradient in cheerleading. So when I created this particular design, it was with that gradient in it. So for her tumbler, I end up repurposing it and putting that same gradient as the top and bottom border. See how where when you create base designs and you have different elements, all you have to do is repurpose them. You don't have to create everything from scratch when you're designing. So the purple here was that darker purple. So I used the same colors that's within the logo and within their gradient. So this was the darker purple. This was the lighter purple. It's like, I know you probably thought, look at this and like, okay, well, you had Pride Chilling there. Why put the logo? Well, on the tumbler, when you're looking at something, there is a front and the back. So I wanted to make sure that whether the tumbler was like facing forward or facing the back, you would always see the team name. That was my thought process. So it is split. So one, like when you look at it from the front, it's her pictures with the logo. You look at it from the other side, it's just the Pride cheer and it's cheer life. And then of course I added like little elements to it and gave it some dimension and all that kind of stuff with my fade bars and all that kind of good jazz. Sorry, I'm blocking people. It won't even let me do it. Try refreshing the page. I can't refresh it. Put them in timeout. It won't let me. Okay, I put them in timeout. And I had some crazy person on the YouTube. So that was like that one. And as you can see, I was able to take the Pride cheer one. The first one said, I think, cheer mom. But I did not take it out of the text format, or I had another copy of it. So it's the same font. So I can literally make a shirt for the family. I can make a cheer life for the cheerleader because that's, cheer life. I can make a cheer mom. I can make a cheer dad, cheer sister, cheer grandma, cheer aunt, where all of their shirts look the same, but they now have a different saying. And all I had to do was change that one element. So I repurposed the, it's Pride cheerleading for me, period. Repurpose that to where it became a part of the tumbler design. I can easily make that a mug design. And I'll even show you how I can take this and how it is and make it into a mug design. I'll do that at the end. So that was that one. Then when she came and I gave all this stuff, I had to make an ornament. I wouldn't be able to just take the ornament and take that. I mean, I could have taken it and just put that circle in the middle like I did the tumbler. And wouldn't look as great. So where now I'm taking that concept and I'm making the entire ornament look like that. So cheer life, because it's for the cheerleader, same thing. Now that it's on a different background, instead of it being a purple, I made it a gray. Easy, no matter, depending on how you're designing and what you're putting it on, at that point, it will be very easy to switch up the colors because it is a vector image. You can go in there, just click on it and change the colors. So then using that same font, I add 2021 because it's an ornament. So they'll know that they got this ornament in 2021 from one of their cheer sisters. Before it was like in the middle. So now I just put them off to the side. Same exact elements. They're just off to the side now. And then the cheer life is at the top and pushing that to the back to where this element, going to ungroup, was more so on top. Okay. It's just all in how you arrange it and how you design it. And then for the front part, it was just taking that period and putting it there. I already had the gradient, so it's the exact same gradient. I end up making it in reverse so that it just gave it some depth from the way cheerleading was, because on cheerleading, the darker one is at the bottom, the lighter color is at the top. So I just reversed it. So the gradient for the background, the darker color was at the top, the lighter colors were at the bottom. All right. So once you create that gradient, so you can see that it's over here, I'm going to take this. This is what's in like the template vault. I'm going to ungroup and I'm going to grab, I didn't mean to grab all of it. I mean to grab just this part. And we're going to go back to no color. But my outside fill needs to have a line color. All right. So this is a template. It is the exact shape of the ornament. The black is the bleed, because when you're sublimating and you want it to go to the edge, you have to have a bleed to ensure that it actually reaches the edge. You don't want it to be made right to it. The red indicates, you know, the actual ornament. Anything outside of that for sure will get cut off. My green is my safe zone. Anything I want to make sure stays on the ornament needs to be within that safe zone. So I had already cut this down, right? Well, it's already, you know, where it already had the lines in it. So it'd be kind of hard to recreate, and the elements within here are subtracted out. So I have to completely recreate this. So it's a matter of taking, so I took this, right? And I don't need this part. Wait, let's undo, because I really don't need the rest. I just need this part. So I placed it there, and then I resized it to try and see like how I wanted it to be split or broken up, to make sure that I had like all of the lines, right? So then the same way I created this, but you'll get to see, I guess, how I created this. So I'm going to make my box, which I'm going to take one from here because it's the full size. Okay, so that's my first box. I'm going to duplicate it below and then make it this size. Fill that in with a color that's not on my screen. Excuse me. And I'm going to pull this up to the top here, and then I'm going to replicate it below a couple times. All right. Let's see if I can get my select by color to work. So select by color. It did pull up. Yay, because normally it doesn't. So I'm going to move this over here so you guys can see where I keep doing that. I keep forgetting. I can move this over here. So select by color. I'm going to go to fill. I want this weird color here because, did it even show up? No, it didn't show up yet. All right, hold on. All right, I keep going back to this one. Let's close that out. No. So it's acting crazy. It doesn't want to show me that color. It's acting crazy. Anywho, normally, sometimes the select by color works, sometimes it doesn't. It's acting crazy. So I'm just going to I'm going to hold down shift and just select all of, no, I'm doing this backwards. So I actually want to select all of the, I was about to delete the wrong ones, select all the big ones, and I'm going to delete them. My back one here, I'm going to fill it with color so you can see. I need to duplicate that. So I normally alt click to duplicate it. All of these, we're going to group them and bring them to the front. So this one right here, we're going to hold down shift, click on my yellow, go over to modify and subtract. And let's change the color of this so you can see. It created that look of the vintage sunset. I'm going to go ahead and just make this. You can group it or make it a compound path. They're going to act the same way because they're not connected. This back one, I'm going to make that black. So now I'm going to select these two and send them to the back. Now my gradient, which I already created and I have it here, we'll just put that on top. Send that to the back. Hold down Shift, click on my blue one, and crop. Group that together. Then where are my, I don't think I have them on here. I have to go back over here. All right, so this was my setup of my cheerleaders. I'm going to take that, bring that back over here. Oh, duh, they were up here. Duh, Shakia. And go paste. Of course, they're going to be bigger. All you would have to do is resize it. So we're going to take this down, place it, size it up, move it around, making sure that I stay. So right now, if I were to do this, her arm would be going off of the ornament. Her back leg would be off of the ornament. Here, it looks great. Yeah, you can see everything. But the template tells you where it's going to be cut off from. Okay, so I would probably, shrink down the size some, move it around, figure out where I want it to be. I think on the other one, I did kind of have her foot cut off, which I probably, only because once I brought in the other part. So that would be there. I could even leave this little piece because, again, it's not going to end up on my tumbler. It's a part. It's just bleeding out. And, I mean, it's going to print here anyway, so I'll probably just leave that. Or you could go through and do some other stuff to crop it off. I'm just going to leave it. And then it was Cheer Life. So right here was the Cheer Mom one. So I'm just going to double click, highlight it, and change it to Life. Position it where I want it. Select this, group it, and I'm not going to go through all of how I did the top portion as far as like all the different offsets. Got to join my academy for that one. But I'm just going to do a basic offset on this and apply, and we're going to make that black and remove the line color. All right, so what I will show you is like right here, that looks a little crazy. There's other steps to it, especially if you're going to use it from vinyl. But because I'm just going to print this, I'm going to take the word life. I'm going to put the offset on it so that it's by itself. Apply, and then fill that in with black so that it gives the appearance that it is cut off. And then no line color. Group that together. Shrink it down. Well, let's see. This one right here, let's do that. Let's go to, I forgot to make a duplicate, but luckily I have it up here. So copy. My students know I always say before you modify anything to make a duplicate, and I did not when I cropped this down. So we're going to bring this here and same exact thing. Just because it's technically different, I'm not doing a background, I want to fill in this text with this gradient. Send it to the back. It's still going to be the exact same thing as far as cropping. So that's one of the things I'm trying to get my students to also understand, that it's the same exact steps. You just use it in different ways. So now hold down Shift, select the word. Oh, wait, let me ungroup first. Select the word cheer, hold down Shift, select the background, modify, and crop. Okay, so it fills that in. we're going to go ahead and group this back together. No line color. And if you're watching on TikTok, I know you can't see like everything. You want to see the full video, head on over to my YouTube channel, Silaholics Anonymous, and you can see it on the full screen. Now that's all grouped together, we're just going to shrink it down, bring it over here. And I probably could have put a bigger gradient, a bigger offset around it, but it'll be Cheer Life. And then this could either be bring to the front, it's in the front, or it's in the back. I type in the 2021. That's how I did it for that. Then for the back part of the ornament, I'm just going to take the very, very back part of this. Well, I'm going to select all of this and make a duplicate because I forgot to, again, make a duplicate before I modified. I don't need this portion here, so we're going to delete it. So it's just the back portion. Paste. Shrink this down to be the size of the ornament. Send it to the back so that I can see if it's the size of the ornament and resize if needed. Oops. Select the ornament, hold down Shift, select the background. Once again, crop. Crop that inside. Then I took the this part, changed. So yes, son. Yeah, pay. Okay, you got gifts. Okay. All right, Santa. Yay. All right, so we're going to copy that. And because this is now on a darker background, I couldn't use the same spray and the words for it's, for me. Those would have been too dark on here. But because I had it set up, I was able to easily go in there, select it, and change the color. So same exact base design. I'm now just changing the colors on it so that it works with the background that I have it on. And then you're just going to grab the end node and bring it up like that to resize it. Boom, we're ready to print this out. So I could have created a matching set of a shirt, a tumbler, an ornament, a mug, a flag, a fan, a mask, like all from, stop son, all from the same base designs. This is how you are able to provide custom items, but not feel like it's taking you forever in a day to design them. Create some really great base elements and then mix and match them within your design. That's going to help with your speed of production or your speed of like designing and being able to provide mock-ups. They may not want all of it, but it doesn't hurt you, or you won't lose out to where you had to design the base part anyway. Hold on 1 second. Out. You're making too much noise, sir. Out. I love you. Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, yeah. I take you and your Santa sack and get out. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. Nice doing business with you. Can you close my door back, sir? I appreciate it if you would close my door back because you didn't find it open. Okay, thank you. And don't slam my door either. Okay, there you go. Bye-bye. Later. Okay. I tell you, working with kids. But so let's say like this is also a way for me where if I'm creating multiple items, they seem like they're saving because I don't have to recreate design. So if I end up creating other items for it, I'm not going to recharge the design fee because I've set up those base designs and I can now create several different things. So whether it's creating a package or maybe next time they just got one, all right, well, how much this costs? You can make it seem like you're giving them a discount because now you don't have to completely recreate and reinvent the wheel to create the design, to switch it up for them. You're just moving things around. This is a really great strategy to, one, like I said, make your customers feel like you're giving them a discount, but all you're really discounting is that design fee. Hopefully you guys are charging design fees based off of your level and where you are with designing. Charge at least something for your design fee. I don't care if it's $5-10. Charge something for your design fee. But as far as like just being able to change it, or if you end up creating a bundle, like let's say like that's just your signature, is to create a bundle and it comes with these elements. You design it once and you now can put that on a bunch of different stuff and you can bundle it up, because now you don't have to have the design fee for each individual element. You can like you can post and say, okay, the value of this, and you will put whatever that value is with a designing fee for each one. So it was 5 items and you charge $10. It technically would have been an additional $50. But okay, now that you're bundling up, you know, we're taking off $40 because you're getting this bundle. We're taking off $40. Whoa, that seems like an amazing deal. All it is I'm not charging you the $10 design fee. If I had to design, if you wanted one ornament, when I give you the price of it, it's going to include that $10 design fee. If you wanted one mug, whatever the cost like for me to like the mug and my labor to make it and all that other stuff, and then a $10 design fee. So if they were to buy it separately, they would see all of like these, like this humongous cost. But now if you bundle it, because I don't have to reinvent the wheel, I'm gonna take off $40. So to them, oh wow, thank you. Like these are things I teach my creative business student. Like I said, we really go through like strategies that's really going to help you when it comes to your bottom line and kind of how to trick your customers a little bit. But that's just something that I do all the time, is create multiple items. And when I'm in the groove of designing, I'm going to create a bunch of different stuff anyway. I rather create it on the front end and have those to be able to use versus doing it on the back end. All right. So one last thing. So let's go over here. I'm going to go File, Open, and let's go 11 ounce. The 11 ounce mug template. Don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up, guys. Hit the like if you're watching over on TikTok. Go ahead and tap that screen a couple times. Send a couple likes so that it will, get more people over on the live video. One thing I hate is that, lives are not kept on TikTok, but I can always save them and then just put the highlights on there. But make sure that if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, you're giving this video a thumbs up. Share it. I know y'all have picked up some gems in this. You cannot tell me that you did not pick up some gems in this to where it's not share worthy. If there was nothing in this video that was share worthy, maybe I'm not the professor and maybe I should just give up, because there should definitely be some gems in here and things that you feel like, hey, y'all need to get under the professor and y'all need to learn from this girl because she knows what she's doing. So let's go back over to the Tumblr. We're going to highlight this, copy it, and paste it over here from my mug template. So first things first, I know, of course, it's too tall. We're going to go ahead and shrink this down to size. So a little bit closer to where this would be. I'm going to shrink it down some more because I have to make sure that her head fits inside. I'm going to make a duplicate. Actually, I meant to make a duplicate of the whole thing, not just that one element, because there's 2 different ways that this could be done. All right, so let's zoom in right here. All right. I could take my back elements here. So that's my gradient at the bottom. I'm going to select my fade, hold down shift, select, oh, come on, is all this together. That's why. We're going to stretch this out. I normally don't like to stretch things out like that much. I prefer to resize it and then adjust the part that is solid. So we're going to come like this. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to bring it down. So the solid one in this one is the edge of the mug, and then the rest of it is the bleed. So I have it coming down into the bleed. I'm going to ungroup, and then this bottom part, I'm going to pull this up right there to the edge of that. But when it's printed, it's only going to be this much of that bottom portion. And I would have to go through some other stuff to kind of cut this part off, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to click on here, hold down shift, click on the separation bar and this one, and bring it over yonder, right here to the edge. And then my background, I'm going to click on that and just sample this one. Oh, I forgot to. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to drag and select through all of this, go no color. And then on here, we're going to fill it in with color. Oh, well, no, let's do it this way. I'm going to undo because I'm not doing a full wrap. I'm going to select this part and make it that color. So now I can move this out of the way. We're going to make this area a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take this part, which let me pull this in screen for you guys on TikTok. Take this part and I'm going to bring it over probably to like mid cup. And then take this part and extend it. Well, how are you doing that, Shkia? Double click, grab my edit points because I don't want this part to change. If you just stretch it, it'll change. So we're going to just go like that. Now I am going to just stretch it a little bit because I don't feel like going through all the other stuff. If I was doing this a different way, I mean, actually for an order, I probably would not have stretched it. I would go through the actual steps. Excuse me. But for this one, I'm okay with doing it that way. And then we're going to take her picture and then this part and this picture, and we're going to just bring it over here and set it down like right there. I could make it a little bit bigger, bring it down. Now this makes it to where I have a lot of dead space. I end up making this space bigger, so I have a lot of dead space here. I probably would maybe either go in and take this and make it where it is her name, or shrink it back down to where it's not so much dead space over there. And then this part right here. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to have to do this away. So I'm going to select all of this, group it, select, oh, wait. I'm going to select all of this and group it. Then I'm going to come in, select all of this in the cheer life, hold down shift, select the background, and click on that. Now I have, come on. Now I have just this element that I can group together because I forgot to group it beforehand. And now I'm going to center that on this side of the mug. I can make it a little bit bigger, center it. So this shows you that when you're going and you're changing the size of it, so with a tumbler, it's taller and it's more narrow. For a mug, it's wider. So you're going to end up having areas where you may end up having to add additional things to it in order for it to look proportional the same way. Now, I could very well just kind of have this, like I said, be on that center mark of the mug from one side, and then I can center her up by, rather than being like close, I may end up moving one over. I think this should probably come over a little bit more. Or I could change the angle of it. I can do a couple different things with it just to make it look more proportional when it comes to this side. I could move the pride cheer. So I think I might probably just move that, make her a little bit bigger, let that one stay like that. And then I can either put the pride cheer like that, or I can turn it to the side and do just the logo. if I make this bigger, yeah, I would probably just put the logo there. I probably wouldn't even worry about the rest of it. Or if I wanted the period, I would, let's see. I mean, I can make this a little bit smaller, put it on this side. So now it's bigger than what it was on the Tumblr. I can still move her down some, make her appear to be bigger. So I'm going to lose more of her body. Nope, I don't want it that way. Let's see. What's going to be the best way for me to do this? And we'll shrink this one down. I mean, I kind of like that just being behind it. You don't always have to, like, it's just like she's standing in front of a banner. So if you wanted to show, you can make it smaller, or if you're okay with it being there, you can add like shadows and stuff to the back. You could add a name, or I could now, like the same way I did 2021, on the ornament, I could take my Cheer Life part here, and because she got this mug in 2021, or this was her 2021 season, so I can put that like that. Bring it down right here, put her name in various places like that. If I wanted it to be where it was on both top and bottom, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to stretch this out some. All right, I want to cut this off. Grab my knife tool. Oh, I didn't go up far enough. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a bar right here. Yeah, that's okay. Oop, wrong one. All right. I'm not going to play around with this too much because, again, this is not for a real design. So I get wrapped up in how I design that, I stress stuff sometimes. So if I wanted this to go all the way around, I can make it go be a full wrap. I'm just going to focus on the center of this and put this here. Again, with this bottom one, it technically will be this short on the mug, but I'm going to take it out to the bleed. And I got to do a little trickery right here. I need to make that this color. Take these and move them over yonder. So for this one, I may even end up making it to where, like I said, let's extend this one out some. Oh, I keep forgetting to group all of this together. So let's see. We're going to go up here. We're going to come right here. Group. Send to the back. Select everything in here. Hold down shift. Select the back. Select. Ooh, what's something else is selected. What is it? Oh, just that line. I'm okay with that. I can always take that and delete those. Not worried about those. Group it. Position it back over here. Shrink it down a little if I want it, or I can have it go into the silver. Ungroup this. Bring this portion back to the front to cover that up. And once I'm done with that, I don't need the background. Oops. I don't need the background. So we're going to delete all of my crop marks. And this is technically ready to go. This, can appear to be small. You can add other elements to it, but it's still taking the tumbler design and then breaking it down. Now, there's a way for you to kind of fill in other areas. If I wanted there to just be space between them, I could easily just move this part over. But, either add more pictures to this now, or they'll just end up being a little bit separated. Same thing, and I'll make this part bigger. So that's how you switch it up from a tumbler to a mug. Same elements. Had to do a little bit of moving around just to make it work because one is landscape and the other is portrait, but essentially it's the same elements. So you're able to provide more things and provide it at what appears to be a discounted cost because you're not going to spend another 3 hours designing for a tumbler. Where did you get the silver glitter strip? Etsy. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. It was a designer on Etsy. I showed the other day. Marianne. Oh gosh, hold on. Downloads. Etsy. Where is my Etsy folder? Etsy downloads. Making a design. MAKI or Makina or something like that. Either making or Makina Designs. MAKINA Design on Etsy is where it came from. How do you group and ungroup? Well, I like to use keyboard shortcuts, so you don't really see me a lot of times right click. I just talked about that earlier. So I personally like to use keyboard shortcuts. So I was using Control G on my keyboard to group it. To ungroup, Control Shift G. But if you select multiple items, you can right click and then you'll see group and ungroup. Also at the very top up here are icons for group and ungroup. Or you can go up here to object And then here is group and ungroup. And it'll show you also the keyboard shortcuts. Control G, Control Shift and G. If you're on a PC, Command G, Command Shift, or Command Shift G on a Mac. Thank you, Big 4200 GY, for following. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's a couple different ways that you can group in the program. All right. So that is how you can take a few designs, or like a good set of base designs and base elements, and be able to create a wide variety of different things, from just taking the time to create really good foundation pieces. Having it takes a little bit to kind of have that foresight to sample colors, to have the exact colors, to create your own gradient. So that's going to take a little bit of, thinking outside the box, unlocking your creativity to understand, like, to create those elements beforehand. But once you have that good, solid foundation, you're able to maneuver it in different ways for different things. I could easily take this and make it into a mask, a hand sanitizer holder. I can make can coolers. I can put it on, I did an ornament. I can do different shapes of ornaments. Most I have in here. I can make a keychain from it. I can make a poster from this if I wanted to. So Mom wanted something with her picture and wanted a poster. I could easily create a poster from this as well. So I can create a chip bag from this. Maybe they were having a party for, the kickoff of their competition season. I could create chip bags. Maybe a mom is doing a fundraiser. Maybe she's having some type of event because it's a fundraiser for all of the thousands of fees for a cheer. I can create cake toppers with that. I can create chip bags. I can create a multitude of things because I now have the base elements. Okay. No, the free version definitely has that. But you have to have more than one thing selected. So if you just have one thing, you're not going to, that has something grouped to it. So let's just say, that has multiple things also. So this has you right click and you go ungroup. The free version definitely has grouping and ungrouping, but it has to be with something. So if I just have a shape here and I right click, group and ungroup are going to be shaded out. So you'll see them, but they're going to be shaded out. But the minute you have more than one thing selected, you can now select group and ungroup, or use the icons at the top, or keyboard shortcuts and all that kind of good jazz. Oh, that would be why. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, before I get off, any last questions? It's 2:00. I don't think I'll be on anymore before I go pick up MJ and my niece. And then after that, we're going to the store. And I will probably be back on a little bit later to do some subbing with our tacky sublimation paper, or I don't know, some type of demo. What do you guys want to see me do a video on later? I'm trying to cram in a lot of videos this week because this is my last week of live videos. I go on vacation. The shop will still be open. You can still order paper, ink, and all that stuff. I'm just not going to be doing live videos. I'm not on vacation. I'm just on vacation from live videos and teaching and all that stuff. You'll still see me in my groups. You'll see me commenting in groups and stuff like that. I still have a bunch of work to do. This just gives me where it's not the stress of doing lives, and I can just focus on some back work stuff. And then Christmas week, I'm not doing anything. Well, Christmas Day and like day before, day after, I probably won't do anything. And I know we're going to be shut down from Christmas Day until Saturday. So any orders that are placed in from after 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve all the way up until Saturday morning, they won't get shipped out until Saturday. And UPS, I think they may pick up on Saturday. If not, you probably won't see movement until that following Monday. But yes, we will be, as you can still order, but we are not doing any fulfillment from Christmas Day. Well, once we shut down, of course, at 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve, from that time until Saturday, we will not be doing any processing. No, it's on. No, I said it wrong. Because Christmas is Saturday until Monday. My bad. Monday is when they'll process out. Yeah, I'm tripping. Because Christmas is on Saturday, right? Yeah. Christmas is on Saturday. Yeah. Wait, let me go look at my calendar. Yeah, Christmas is on Saturday. So actually, no, it's Thursday. So it's not even Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve. So Thursday at 3 p.m. Those are the last orders. So anything that comes in on after 3 p.m. on the 23rd, anything on the 24th, the 25th, 26th, they won't go out until Monday. So yeah, that's what it is. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. Don't forget to visit the website, hsink365.com for your Change the Game sublimation paper and ink. Our ink is black in the bottles. Our paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds with most substrates. And as long as you have a heat press that has good even pressure and outputs 365, you can submit at 365 for 30 seconds. No butcher paper required. I rarely ever tape. We do sell non-staining, non-marking heat tape for like your tumblers and stuff like that. And if you're putting on your shirt, you don't want to get those yellow marks, we have that on the website. So check out our website, hsink365.com. If you're over on TikTok, there is a discount code in the bio that you guys can use for your first purchase, or actually any purchase. It's a one-time use code. So even if you shopped from us before, you want to go over to TikTok support, follow the page, and then use that discount code. You definitely can, even if you've purchased before. Yeah, I shall see you guys after we go shopping. For memorials, it will not be, again, it's not going to have any design elements. I will have it's basically going to be, I do a trifold, so it's going to be best set up to where the trifold is there, and it's the boxes of it. As far as design ones, for like ones I have where there's images and things like that in the background of it, that will not be available until the design vault is released. But how I set up for my trifolds, again, it will be Silhouette Studio. How I set that up, that layout will be available. And I have some where it is like certain elements and it's just blank and you can fill in those areas, kind of like the same way my chip bag is, to where you can click on it and just fill it in with whatever colors, whatever patterns. But like there won't be like any fades in it or anything like that. This is just templates so that you know the sizing and know where to put things. So yeah, you won't see like the exact memorial or funeral design elements like in there. Okay. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.